Alright guys, so this is video number 2. This was the back of that worksheet for Monday. And this says find the area. So just so y'all know, for that quiz you will have to do this. But again guys, all you need to do is find one missing side with trig and then plug it into the formula. Another key thing, and I hope this didn't mess y'all up because I realized I probably should have mentioned this previously, but in a right triangle, it doesn't matter how you rotate it. You can simply use one leg as base and one leg as height. Whatever makes up the 90 degrees, the two legs. Because if you sit it on the 90 degrees, that's the base, that's the height. So when you look at number 2, even though it's rotated where the 90 degrees at top, it's okay. That can be the base, that can be the height, and you don't need that. And I realize I probably should have left that letter there. So if number 2 threw y'all off, I do apologize. But on any 90-degree triangle, the two legs are the base and the height. Okay, so we'll take a look at a couple examples. I probably won't do all 6, but we'll just go through it so y'all get the idea. And then again on Wednesday, we'll pick this up and see where we're at. So number 1, 14 obviously will be the base, but I'm going to need to find A as the height. Now, again, here's my angle that I'm identifying from, 57. So that makes 14 opposite, long 1 hypotenuse, A over here is adjacent. Again, what are the two things from the previous video if you watched it? You need one side that has a value, one side with the variable. So that's opposite adjacent, that is 10. So the tangent of 57 equals the opposite 14 over the adjacent A. Okay, variable in the bottom, so simple 2 steps. Multiply by it to both sides. Okay, those A's cancel on that side. Over here, for a second, you have A times tangent 57 equals 14. Then, just like any variable or any algebra problem, if you're looking for A, divide what you're multiplying the variable by. So I'm going to divide by tangent 57 to both sides. I'll use the other color. That'll cancel that. You're left with A equals 14 over tangent 57. And again, to simplify this for this work, we'll keep it at tenths. So 14 divided by 10, 57, 9.1. Now, not the answer to the problem, remember, because we were looking for area. But remember, like we were saying also, that now gives you the height. So I'll switch over here so you understand. So area is 1/2 times the base, which is 14, now times the height, which is 9.1. So on your calculator, you can type that out real quick. 1/2 times 14 times 9.1, and that's 63.7. And that's all you have to do. Again, you know, a lot of this stuff, I know it takes a lot of steps, but it's really not that difficult, guys. As long as you're taking the time to work through it and do the proper steps, it should not be a difficult thing. And again, those yellow notes from Monday, hopefully those were helpful if you actually read them and followed them through. Okay, I'm going to do another problem, one more, and then I'll leave this alone, and you know, I'll see you all on Wednesday. I'll probably send out a remind here in a second. That's weird, right? Like you'll get the remind, then you go watch the video, then you'll hear me telling you about the remind. Kind of strange. So here we are, angle 41. So remember what I said though. As far as the area goes, this can be the base, this can be the height, right? So I'll kind of leave that there in the background, but from 41, that's opposite. This is hypotenuse because it's across from 90, and that makes this adjacent. Now, where do I have information or things? Oh, yeah, see, this was the problem that I should have changed for y'all. We don't actually need this, so let's pretend that's not there. And let's put a letter C right there, or put an A, that's fine. So I actually need the A. Most of y'all probably didn't do that if y'all got this problem, that's okay. And that's the opposite, okay? So actually, opposite and adjacent is what we need. That's tangent. So tangent 41 equals the opposite 17 over the adjacent, we'll use A. So same thing honestly as problem 1. You're going to have to get the variable out of the bottom and then divide. For those of you, who get that easily enough, you don't have to show the steps. If you set up the problem and the variables in the bottom, if you just want to flip them and go straight to number divided by, the trig value, that's fine. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So those cancel. I'm sorry, that's not divide. That should be over here. So a times tangent 41 equals 17. And then divide by tangent of 41. And that's going to give you, let's see, 17 divided by tan 41, 19.6. Okay? So again, though, not our answer. That's going to be our height, if you will. Right? That's going to be here. So now we have 19.6 and 17. We're going to have to plug that into the formula. So I'll move this over a little bit so we can have some room to write it. Area equals 1/2 times base times height. And that will equal 1/2 times 17 times 9.6. 166.6. That's fun. All right. So again, that's what you have to do. Should not be super difficult. This quick thing, what I was mentioning earlier. So if you get a problem when you start doing these on your own, on a test, quiz, whatever, maybe you get something like what we just saw, tangent 41 equals 17 over a. I totally, and hopefully you understand that all that's going to happen from all this algebra is that the a flips out or switches out to the outside. The trig name, in this case tangent 41, moves to the bottom. And in the end, the way we got 19.6 was this. So for those of you who took the time to watch this and understand it well enough, if you're doing a quiz or a test, I will totally accept the switcheroo arrow. That's a scientific mathematical name for it. Okay? Because it tells me you understand what's going on in all this algebra. Okay? All right, so I hope that was helpful. I don't know if most of you have the worksheet. You probably turned it in. But maybe this video will be helpful as we move forward. Will the quiz be tomorrow? I don't know. We'll talk about that, and we'll see what happens. So hope you all have a good evening. See you all tomorrow.